en su canal de frecuencia modulada e estereofónica multiplex, La Voz Radio, desde New Haven, Connecticut, al mundo.
Hello and good afternoon. You're listening right now to WNHH 103.5 FM, La Voz Hispana Radio. This is there from downtown New Haven. La Voz Hispana CT is where you can find us streaming on all social medias. La Voz Hispana CT, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, www.lavozhispanaradio.com. I'm Jose Candelario. This is K-Pasa. And today we're going to talk a little bit about, I got a hodgepodge variety show with just one guy, which is pretty amazing. We will cover several themes. First is comedy. Then we're going to talk a little bit about youth football. And then finally, college prep. Today with me, I have Mr. Kee Rome Lawrence. But we're right now, if you're watching this live stream, it's Kee Dolla.
Kee Dolla, man, with no money in my pocket. How we doing, man?
We're doing good. We're doing good. So Kee Dolla is here. And so what you want to talk about? Let's talk about your college prep program. Or no, you know what? Let's backtrack. You're from New Haven.
Yes, sir.
Tell her how you went to high school here. How was your experience here in New Haven?
All right. So I'm a New Haven guy, born and raised. I actually went to James House High School. Played football at Hill House. I was a quarterback. We actually won a state championship.
You had to do that. Was that a quick drop? Okay, all right,
yeah.
Fine. I'm sorry, my bad.
After high school, I was actually blessed with the opportunity to play football at the next level. I then attended Georgetown University. Got my degree in sociology. When I came back to Connecticut or New Haven, I automatically assumed that the athletes from our area who was going all state and all that was transitioning to like these big time schools. But when I came back, it was the exact opposite. So I'm like, man, what's going on? We got the talent, but it's not transitioning. So you look at the whole picture, it was that SAT test that was really keeping a lot of our athletes and students, period, out. So in 2012, we actually, when I graduated, came back, we developed Extra Yard, and that's the college prep program that allowed us to help students to achieve 100, 200 points in like 8 sessions on the SATs. For like a fraction of the price.
For a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
Is that money back guaranteed? I don't know.
All sales are final, man.
Okay. Very good. So college prep is really, really big, but you also do training now for the youth.
Yes, sir.
Is that like a college prep football program, or are you work? Because you work for all ages right now, though.
Yeah. So the funny thing about Extra Yard, so initially we started off college prep where we did SAT prep, academic tutoring, but when COVID happened, a lot of in-person stuff got shut down. We ended up bringing our tutoring online, but one thing we realized was that although like in-person stuff was slowing down, training was like picking up. And when I first started training, I was training a quarterback. You get what I'm saying? First time my first client, and that quarterback actually was blessed with the opportunity. He's now at Dartmouth as a sophomore quarterback starting.
Wow.
So, yeah. So,
wow, congratulations.
Yes,
so now you're developing talent physically as well as mentally. And this is a pretty, you saw a gap, and then you occupy the space. When I meet with a lot of entrepreneurs with the name, I'm not going to name drop like you just, what you like to do.
Name dropping it,
no,
I'm sorry.
But they always say the same thing. Every entrepreneur, every mogul that I meet, you got to find a space and then occupy it. And then you did just that. How do you go around about putting that business plan together? How did you get an assistant, or was the college, your college degree help you on that path?
So my actual college degree is in sociology, study of people. But when I realized it, that actually goes hand in hand with everything from business to social, everything. But with business, I didn't actually come up with a plan first. That's a lot of people's problem. You get what I'm saying? They get caught on that initial planning stage. With me, if I probably would have set it up differently in the beginning, I probably would have seen a lot more growth. But I'm the type, I get things going, my actions, and then I follow through. So it's like I'm throwing stuff out there and see what stick. And when I do see things that stick, that's when I and that's how we actually built Extra Yards. So yeah.
Okay, very good. So you got these young guys training, and when you say basic skills, basic like youth football skills, what are we talking about? Like, are we doing like? Are you like Rocky Balboa? Got these kids checking some chickens around the yard, or what does that entail?
Nah, so I actually got them flipping tires. I got them pulling resistance bands. We do a lot of cardio stuff. We do position-specific stuff as well. But the funny thing is, not all of our clients are actual athletes. So we also train like parents and older people as well. So
because you know what, I got that COVID-19. I might have to go for a couple of sessions. Do you
thought
get
it was 20, man. My bad.
2020? Wow.
No, I'm just playing.
No, you serious. You're right, though. You're right. So can you guarantee 20 pounds in these sessions or more money back? Or
Nah, man. Like I said, once you send that money, man,
but you seen the way I eat at the restaurants, at the club. So
definitely.
You already know I'm not gonna stick to it. Right now, you're listening to K-Pasa. I'm Jose Candelario here, joined with Mr. Kieron Lawrence, a.k.a. Kee Dolla, Mr. Comedian. Behind me, of course, we have the staff here, La Voz, William, Cotrina, and Mr. King doing their thing, keeping us afloat here. King is cutting those deals, making sure money's coming in. Mr. Dolla, you let's say with the youth football thing. So
right.
Now, rumor has it that you are now the head coach to the New Haven Steelers.
Yeah. So
can
man.
We say that? Can we say that?
Yeah, we can say it now, man. We can say it now.
Fine.
So I think I prematurely put up a Facebook status a couple months ago. Then I got a text message, man. Take that down, man. We gotta. So now I can say it. Yes, sir. I'll be actually the new head football coach for one of the New Haven Steelers teams.
And for those who don't know, New Haven Steelers is a youth football team here in the city. Something that is sorely needed. It's a program that has helped many, many people develop. A lot of athletes develop here in New Haven. They actually went to Hill House and Cross and joined major college programs.
Definitely.
And over time, I mean, in their heyday, I remember back in the day, he was winning national championships. I think that was under Darryl Barrows, if I recall correctly. And they did a great job with that system. What are you going to try to do to bring us back to that prominence in that Pee Wee football?
So one thing I realized about New Haven, one, this is a great city. You get what I'm saying? If we found a way to keep our talent within our city, I don't think any cities outside of this could really touch us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our first plan of action, is really to retain the talent that's already in here. But the best way to retain the talent that's already in here is how? Getting coaches that's knowledgeable, coaches that's actually been through there, know what they talking about, and also know how to connect with the athletes as well, because it's not only coaching football, you become a full life mentor for these guys as well. So also, another great thing that the Steelers organization do have going, we're actually having a spring football league where they charge $25 for the entire, from like the end of April to the end of May. You get what I'm saying?
Wait a second, is a program, $25 for how many weeks?
It's probably like 8 weeks.
8 weeks
8 to 12
program,
weeks.
And this is after school?
Yeah, it's a flag league, actually.
It's a flag league,
yeah,
okay.
Yep.
And so it's only $25, and we look in anyone. Where is it going to be held?
Most likely at Bowen Field. We'll be utilizing those facilities over there.
All right, Bowen Field, for those who are familiar with New Haven, you already know that's over on Sherman Ave Parkway, and that is a great program. Who can? We're gonna have to share a contact. You have a contact?
Coach Barrows. I don't know his number off the top.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you know what? We'll put it down below on this link when you look us up on Facebook on the replay. We'll make sure to have that. But that's great. A flag football league for only $25 a kid. Wow, you can't really beat that in this day and age, man. You know when you go to that trampoline park, that's like $100.
Man, listen,
I don't even get out there. You know.
Last time I seen somebody our age jump on that trampoline, he got escorted out in a stretcher, man. So that's not really for us, man.
I pull muscles now at my age. You know, just getting out the chair. Most of my fights now at my age, it's a non-decision at the end of the day because we can't even fight. We out of breath. So
keep that tiger bomb close by. Man.
You already know. Well, you want to fight? You want to fight, son? Hold up. I got to stretch out first. You know,
that's it. We're not even fighting no more, man.
With that said, you have you transition and you became a business owner. How is that going for you, and what have you learned was the biggest lesson you learned as a business owner?
So being a business owner. So believe it or not, I actually been doing this full time since the end of September. So I've been able to been barely able to support my family and keep my building afloat since the end of September by doing extra yard and comedy full time. So it's definitely been a blessing. And what I'm realizing is the longer that we are able to stick around, the more eyes that are on us, the more people are actually learning about us and stuff. But that whole business owner process, so the thing I realized about life, right? Each person, we all go through our own cycles. You get what I'm saying? You have certain people who get a job when they fresh out of college, and guess what? They stay with that job 20, 30 years. You get what I'm saying? Then you have other people who, they get a good job, they don't necessarily stay with that job, but they continue to elevate throughout their professional career, and they end up at a different job at a different position. Then you got other people such as myself, who, we have phenomenal jobs, have it for a year, and something that happened in we won't have anymore. At one point, I was selling paper to La Voz de España. I was a sales rep with WB Mason, making good money. But that year time came, and guess what? I wasn't there no more. So once I realized that was the pattern of my life, I realized that, guess what? As opposed to just watering that grass for that job and that career, guess what? You got to get that ball rolling for yourself. So now, as those ups and downs in life come and go, guess what? I had that job. Once that job, I don't have that job no more, I'm good, because that job and that business is steadily climbing and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, and it's just about balancing the two.
It's funny how those prior experiences all lead to running your own business. And it seems like, as we're going to talk about comedy later, but you have this great ability to just pick things out of the air and go with them, and just making good decisions on the spot. And who do you contribute making those good decisions to?
I contribute. So for our listeners out there, it was me. I'm sorry, guys. I was that door-to-door sales rep who used to knock on your door selling AT&T U-verse. So that, I feel like that, when I first came home, I was in education. My first actual business, when I transitioned to the business world, I was actually a door-to-door sales rep, working 100% commission for, matter of fact, the sales office was right down the street on Grand Avenue. The thing about that, I actually started that job in the middle of the winter. I never had sales experience, and I didn't think I could get another job. That's probably why I stuck through it. So the first 2 weeks, I didn't even make a sale. But the type of information that I was learning within that job, it was like, I'm like, yo, this is a whole different world. And then the actual person who was running the office, he was a sharp individual himself. So I automatically was drawn to that. And then it was the opportunity. They said, yeah, man, you can run your own office within 6 to 12 months. I said, what? So I stuck with the program. I got promoted to assistant manager, doing door-to-door, selling on impulse. But once I got there, we didn't get double the commissions, and you get what I'm saying? But that's when I transitioned to W. Mason. And so life definitely progressed. But all those skills that I learned going door-to-door, even with WB Mason, now I'm actually able to utilize when growing extra yard, and not only extra yard, with my comedy stuff as well. Like, so a big thing is when you going door to door, you gotta get those people attention within that first 3 to 5 seconds, right? If not, the door is smashed in your face.
And when you're talking about $1 million, it's like we get the elevator.
Yeah,
you got 30 seconds.
That's it. That's
30.
it.
So you got 3, which is nothing.
Exactly.
So basically, you have to charm them right off the rip. So what would you do? You batter your eyes for the pretty women, or what was your approach?
So believe it or not, it's actually scientific. It's a proven method.
I'm about to learn something.
Yeah, that's what life is about, man. So first thing you got to do, obviously, you there to sell something, and obviously these people like, oh my God, who is this? I'm not expecting nobody. It's probably a salesman. So the first thing you got to do to get them comfortable, you got to hit them with an icebreaker. All right. So an icebreaker, yeah.
Okay.
The icebreaker.
All right. So I'm hello. I'm John. What do you want, sir? How can I help you?
How's it going, John? Not to take too much of your time, but Beautiful weather we're having today, right?
Oh yeah, that was nice. It was definitely nice outside today.
Definitely the beach type weather, man. So, question, John.
I wouldn't say all that, but it broke.
In Miami, man. In Miami.
Okay, we in Miami. Okay.
Nah, we in Connecticut. I'm sorry, man. We both made terrible decisions and ended up right here, right now. So guess what, John? I got something for you. How's it going?
Okay. You got. Oh, you don't.
Oh yeah, they're ready to buy now.
You know what? You got me, King. You ready to buy, King?
That's
King is
it.
over here. He's ready to buy too. Wow, that was fast.
That's it.
Let's talk about comedy.
All right.
What made you? Okay, so that's how you're keeping your business afloat. By the way, he does have a nice facility that has out there, and during the day is a training facility.
Yes,
is
sir.
a prep program, is a physical training program there for all ages. If you're doing drills and training at Extra Yard, but by night you do a little bit of comedy.
Yes, sir.
And you've been contributing to the comedy community by providing a good, safe space for people to go and harness their craft.
Definitely.
How did you get involved with this experience, and how's it been for you?
So, I guess, like I said, I guess it goes back to being entrepreneurial minded. So I know at one point in life, the comedy thing So when I went to Georgetown, I actually wanted to be an actor. So initially, yeah, I did. So I was like, yeah, I want to be I'm majoring in acting. Until I got my first acting grade, I actually failed the acting class, man. It was comedy on stage. I failed it, man. But so I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing acting no more. Stick to sociology. But yeah, man, it's just like, yeah, I just always wanted to be an actor, man. And what I forgot what point I was trying to make, man.
How you get into comedy?
Oh, so yeah, all right.
You went down the path. You took 2 lefts. We made it right, and now we're here. So you went to college. You failed as an actor, which is it's very unfortunate because you do have I'm not going to be judgy-wudgy for those who are listening on the radio, but for you ladies, he is kind on the eyes. All right. That's the only reason we're not on the stage ever on the same show, because I'm jealous. I don't get any attention after he goes on. That's the real problem.
It's part of the game.
I get it. So you fail as an actor, and what was your first experience with stand up?
Yeah, so the first time I ever got the idea to do stand up, I was at Georgetown, and I'm chilling with one of my homeboys during the summertime. He has a cousin that he was telling me about. He's like, yeah, man, I got a cousin that he work out in L.A., man. He be hooking up with all these famous girls. I'm like, man, who is this guy? You get what I'm saying?
I want to meet him.
So come to find out, we chilling on his back porch one day. Some random dude just walk in with an FBI hat on. I'm like, so I got nervous. I'm like, oh, shoot. What's going on? Come to find out, he's like, yeah, man, that's my cousin I told you about. I said, oh, I heard about you. So fast forward, we went out that night, went to this bar called Rhinos on M Street. It's no longer there. Make a long story short, fast forwarded the next day, I'm dozing off at work because I didn't get no sleep that previous night. This is when Facebook chat first started. I get a chat pop up, a little face on the chat said, hey, man, question. It's like, were you acting like that because I was there, or I was like, first off, I don't really know who you are, but nah, that's just who I am. Mm-hmm. So going to find out I was his cousin. He was like, man, I don't know if my cousin Johnny told you, but I work for the CAA, the Creative Arts Agency. But at the time, he was actually in Baltimore managing some baseball players, so he wasn't even connected to the arts. So what he told me is like, man, I think you really funny. You should definitely get into acting. But a quick way, but this was before the class.
It didn't work out. Okay.
So I was like, yeah, man. And I told him about the acting stuff. Then he was like, yo, a good way to get into acting is through stand-up comedy. You know about it? I wasn't too familiar with it.
I will agree. That's how I got into it. I was looking to become an actor, but I just didn't have the time to go to New York. So I went and I took improv classes, but now there's no improv in New Haven. You know that, how that works. Man. So now I got no outlet. So I was like, well, I need some, to get my creative shops going. I started doing stand-up and open mics, and now I don't know. I'm addicted to it. I love stand-up. I know that we're going to be able to see you in New Haven on Thursday night at Lennon's. You got Miami that you're going to be at. Oh, here's it. Yeah, you're going to be.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. You're Bridgeport on Wednesday.
Wednesday we have Jackson.
Jackson.
Thursday we have Mr. Jose.
All right,
Leonard's in Hamden.
And then on the 15th, after my show on Thursday, he flies out to go to Miami with King. Alberto is going to Miami for the weekend with Kee Rome.
But Albert will be in first class. I'm just hanging on the wing because I got a discounted plane ticket.
Yeah, and that's who you want to hang with because he's got Miami on lock.
Wow, all right.
Well, listen, you're listening to K-Pasa. I'm Jose Candelario. We're going to end this first half hour and this show, I guess, for the English listeners. I'm with Mr. Kee Rome Lawrence, Kee Dolla, a.k.a. Kee Dolla, comedian, owner of Extra Yard, college prep, and the training facility if you want to get those kids in shape. Plus, he's also the head coach of the New Haven Steelers. He's got no time to mess around. Thank you very much, Mr. Kee Dolla, for coming through.
Thanks for having me, Jose, and thanks for having me, La Voz de España. Keep supporting these guys. Guess what, man? This is the voice of the people in the streets, man. We need this establishment. Keep supporting.
All right. This is K-Pasa. We're transmitting on 103.5 FM, La Voz Hispana Radio from downtown New Haven. We're streaming live on La Voz Hispana CT, La Voz Hispana CT, in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or www.lavozhispanaradio.com. We'll be back after this break. We're going to try to do this in Spanish. Kee Dolla is going to break out the tacos.
Sí.
It's Taco Tuesday. Let's do it.
That's it.
Nos están escuchando a través de WNHH 103.5 FM LP, La Voz Hispana Radio.
Soy la directora de salud de New Haven, Marik Saban. Si tiene COVID-19, haga una cuarentena, quédese en casa, lleve mascarilla, vacúnase. Póngase una dosis de refuerzo y hágase una prueba cuando es necesario. Estas son las mejores maneras de detener la propagación de COVID. En este momento, estamos vacunando a todos a partir de los 5 años. Manténgase seguro, New Haven, para todos nosotros.
La Voz Hispana de Connecticut, el único periódico que cubre las noticias locales de todas las ciudades del estado. Noticias que tienen que ver con el quehacer político, educativo, económico y social de la comunidad hispana de Connecticut. Los mejores articulistas y reporteros, el mejor contenido editorial. La Voz Hispana, la voz de todos, la voz del pueblo.
Nos están escuchando a través de WNHH 103.5 FM LP, La Voz Hispana Radio.
WNHH 103.5, La Voz Hispana de Connecticut.
Y buenas tardes, estamos aquí transmitiendo vivo desde WNHH 103.5 FM, La Voz Hispana Radio desde Downtown New Haven, y estamos vivos por La Voz Hispana CT en Facebook, YouTube y Twitter, y por www.lavozhispanaradio.com. Buenas tardes a nuestro programa de ¿Qué pasa? Soy José Candelario, aquí con Cotrina, porque ya King se fue por la tarde, está Cotrina y yo. Y hoy vamos a hablar sobre un tema local. Vamos a tratar de hacer lo mejor posible, porque el Señor no habla ningún español. So, Cotrina va a transferir para el Señor, porque Él no sabe lo que va a decir. Pues como es un dueño de un programa de colegio para preparar a los hijos, también entrenamiento para el equipo de fútbol americano. Y también es dueño, también dirigente de nuestro fútbol de juventud, los New Haven Steelers. Y encima de eso, es comediante. Aquí tenemos señor Kee Rome Lawrence.
How we doing? Hola.
Porque no entiende, él dijo hola. So, Kee Rome, tú eres de New Haven y fuiste a escuela aquí. Dime un poco de su experiencia escolar aquí en New Haven?
Growing up in New Haven, it was definitely a great experience. Was blessed to play football at Hill House. Was a quarterback there. Graduated 2007, and I was blessed with the opportunity to go to Georgetown. I played football there. Came back home. I realized that our athletes wasn't really making that next step or transitioning. And that's when I actually came up with the idea to start my own college prep program called Extra Yard. So what that does, it encompasses both education, athletics, as well as mentoring for the youth.
Para los que están escuchando en español, el señor Kee estudió aquí en New Haven, fue a James Hill House y jugó fútbol americano y la posición de quarterback. Y en esa posición, en ese deporte, ganó el campeón estatal durante su tiempo aquí en New Haven, y después han tenido el colegio en Georgetown University en Washington, D.C., donde sacó una maestría en Sociology, y después cuando regresó a New Haven encontró que habían atletas que no estaban llegando a su nivel más alto, y vio que habían llenado un espacio allí y empezó a entrenar mentalmente y físicamente la juventud de New Haven para que pueda lograr sus metas de ir al colegio y hacer un atleta y lograr lo máximo. Entonces, Kee, dime, ¿cómo llegaste aquí a este negocio, a esta idea de Extra Yard? ¿Cómo tú llegaste allí?
So how I ended up transitioning or starting Extra Yard, like I said earlier, when I first came back home from college, I expected the athletes to make those same transitions, in which they weren't. And then I looked at it. The thing that was really keeping our students from that next level was that entrance test called the SATs. Me personally, I feel like it's a test geared to keep minorities out. But with COVID and stuff happening now, they actually got rid of that, so that's actually a plus. But that's how we actually got started. Then when COVID started, education stuff stopped, but parents was doing a lot more hands-on stuff with training. So our training portion of the program actually picked up, and we've been building ever since.
Lo que dijo el señor Kee, que cuando empezó en su carrera aquí, empezó con ayudando a los estudiantes con el examen de los SATs, que es bien difícil, y piensas que es una manera para aguantar nuestra juventud en sus posiciones y no puede llegar a ese otro nivel. Ahora con el COVID, ahora esos exámenes no son tan importantes como antes, ha cambiado ahora la tema un poco, y entonces con eso resulta que su negocio cambió un poco. Se fue de ayudarle con los estudios para ayudarle físicamente, porque ya los padres, ya la concentración se movió un poco, y ella y como un buen dueño de negocio adaptó y cambió su metódico. Ahora tú eres también ahora dirigente de nuestro programa de juventud, de New Haven Steelers, ¿verdad? Y para que no sepan, los New Haven Steelers es un equipo de fútbol americano de la juventud que empiezan ¿qué son los más jóvenes? ¿A los 6 años, 7 años? 6 años,
sí.
Ok, so 6 a 12, ¿verdad? 6 a 11 o 6 a 12. No se sabe, pero el que va a ser dirigente es Kee. Y dime como un poco qué va a ser su posición allí y qué cambio tú quieres hacer como dirigente.
All right. So I'm actually gonna. This will be my first year as a head coach for the New Haven Steelers. Currently, it's not specified what age bracket, but we're definitely looking forward to retaining this city's talent. Great thing about a city like New Haven, we have the best people at whatever we need to do. You get what I'm saying? It's just about keeping them, finding them and keeping them within the city. One thing we've noticed is that a bunch of New Haven talent tend to go play for outside teams or teams from outside the state. So in order for us to combat that, we need actual coaches that are knowledgeable about the sport and that really do have those children best interests in mind. Because not only will we be coaching, we're also mentors as well. A lot of them might not even have male father figures in the house, so we'll also be playing that role. So it's just we need to start with building that great foundation.
Pues lo que estaba diciendo el señor Londres es que su meta como dirigente de la Liga de Juventud, fútbol americano, es para mantener nuestro talento en nuestra ciudad. Muchos de los talentos bien altos, los mejores jugadores, se van a otras ciudades cuando hay más equipo, más dinero y más oportunidad para jugar. Y entonces se va ese talento de nuestra área, y eso es la meta de él, es para mantener a esa gente aquí y con eso quieren mejores dirigentes, mejores mentores que vienen aquí y pueden ayudar a la juventud en desarrollarse lo máximo para entonces ir a colegio, a jugar, pero lo menos a high school football y graduarse de high school y ojalá un día llegar a los colegios. Tú dijiste que tú tenías un estudiante, pero un joven que ya cogiste y era un quarterback, ¿verdad? Y tú dijiste que llegó a Dartmouth. Dime un poco de eso.
So yeah, once upon a time, I used to play. I was a quarterback. Played quarterback at Georgetown, but my first athlete that I ever trained, he was in the 8th grade at the time. Before I actually trained him, I think I was going through depression. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I remember, so when I was at college, when I was at Georgetown, I had an older dude who looked out for me. So come to find out, fast forward, I graduated from Georgetown. I'm home, didn't know what was next. That same dude who looked out for me, he had a little brother from Bridgeport, Connecticut, who actually happened to be a quarterback at the time in the 8th grade. So I actually started training him, and through that training, that's when I became undepressed. And through work, he actually got invited to a workout that wintertime. Once wintertime came, he actually performed well. He got a full scholarship to Deerfield Prep. Just graduated from Deerfield Prep, and now he's going into a second year at Dartmouth as quarterback. So that's just a testament not only to like the program, but a testament to what's possible when these kids are put in the right situations.
En su carrera, muy temprano en su carrera, cuando terminó su colegio, estaba un poco deprimido y estaba buscando su carrera en la vida, y se encontró con un señor que le ayudó a él cuando era joven a buscar su carrera. Tenía un hermanito que también estaba buscando a ver si quería, ya estaba jugando fútbol. Y entonces él tenía la oportunidad de trabajar con el señor, con el joven. El joven fue para un colegio prep por 2 años y ahora va para el año que viene para empezar por el colegio de Dartmouth, la posición de quarterback, bajo de maestro aquí, de maestro Kee Lawrence, bajo de esa maestría de fútbol. Que el conocimiento que tiene este caballero de fútbol es tremendo. Dime un poco su transición entonces tú eres comediante, ¿verdad? Dice actor.
Try.
Trataste. ¿Cómo fue? Dime un poco más de eso, de tu primera vez como comediante que cogiste la tarima, el micrófono. ¿Cómo fue eso?
All right. So my acting career. So the reason the way I got into being a comedian was when I was in college. I always wanted to be an actor. Took my first acting class at Georgetown and got an F. That's when I had to go back to the drawing boards. When I was at Georgetown, I had a friend who had this cousin who he was telling me, yeah, man, my cousin lives out in California. He gets with all these ladies. I'm like, oh my God, I was young at the time. So that's what resonated with me. We was chilling one day. A guy came in his backyard with an FBI hat on. I started to panic. Come to find out, that was his cousin that he told me about, who lived in LA and stuff. So we ended up going out that night. I don't remember what happened. It was a great night, by the way. The next morning, I'm at work. A little face popped up on the Facebook chat when it first started. And this dude said, "Hey, man, were you acting like that because of me?" Or I said, "First off, I don't know who you are, sir." No, so that's just how I act. Then that's when he gave me the suggestion. He said, "Man, have you ever thought about acting?" I said, "No," but I failed the class. He said, "Man, you should think about stand-up. That's another great way to get into comedy." And based off that suggestion, I started stand-up, I want to say in 2009, and haven't looked back. So yeah.
Lo que dijo es que se encontró con un conocido, y el conocido tenía un primo o hermano que era de California, que era comediante también, bien famoso, y janguearon una noche tremenda, no se recuerda. Yo ya entiendo por qué, porque este señor sabe fiestar con los mejores de ellos. Entonces el próximo día, pues, por el Facebook chat, en los días antes, cuando empezaron los chats de Facebook, le mandó un mensaje y le preguntó al señor si era una broma, si era porque si sabía quién era, o si era natural. Y el señor conoció lo que yo conocí la primera vez que vi a este señor en la tarima. Este señor es bien, bien chistoso. Ese hombre naturalmente, con su mirada nada más chistoso, con su chiste hasta más chistoso es. Entiendo cómo llegaste a la tarima, y te felicito, porque ahora mira, está por todos lados. Este señor. So
yeah.
Tell me a little bit about now comedy and the change. You're getting around now. How's that going?
So so we've been doing it for quite some time now. Eyes are starting to open. So like this week is huge for us. So Wednesday, we actually be up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, performing.
The Metric Lounge,
Yep.
Jackson Room.
Yes, sir. Thursday, we'll actually be at Lennon's in Hamden with Jose himself. So make sure y'all get out there to support him. He's a funny guy, man. He don't only look funny, he is funny. And then Friday, we're actually flying out to Miami, and we'll be at the Flamingo Theater on Miami Beach.
Van para Miami. Mira, Taco Meat. Mira, también tiene un programa también que se va a tomar aquí el 7 de mayo. Si están interesados, busca por el señor Kee Dolla. Pero Kee Dolla va para Miami, y en Miami se va a encontrar con otro conocido de aquí, de esa área de New Haven, que se llama Justin Silva. Y es un comediante, tenía un tremendo show aquí hace una semana en Seymour, tremendo show. Y ahora van para Miami a traer la comedia allá. Dime, ¿cómo tú te encontraste con Justin?
So, Justin, I actually met Justin. I got introduced to Justin through my sister. She actually went to Wilbur Cross with Justin. So once she told me who he was, I reached out to him. I'm like, "Hey man, you definitely funny. I think you should try some stand up." When he got on stage, he was just a natural. You get what I'm saying? He's a very lovable guy. Everything he do or put his hand on, I mean, people just want to be a part of it. So he used to do network marketing. Whoever team he was on, everybody was on that team. But I guess when he was in Connecticut, he hit like a ceiling. You get what I'm saying? That's when he decided he wanted to take his family. Brought them. They all moved down to Orlando. Shout out to my girl, Miss Ashley. They're three beautiful children. They end up moving to Orlando. He hopped on TikTok, and the rest was history, man. So now we're actually on tour. Next stop is Miami. I think they actually just showed the flyer. I'm also be taping my first comedy album too, May 7th. So
shameless plug.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Shameless plug. We're talking about Justin and not you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Porque estás diciendo que se encontró con el señor Justin Silva. Justin Silva es otro comediante que está en el show en Miami el 15 de este mes, y se encontró por la hermana de él, porque la hermana de Kieron dijo, conozco un chamaquito que se llama Justin, que va a Wilbur Cross con la hermana, y es bien cómico, y se encontró, se hicieron amistades, trabajaron juntos por un tiempo, y encontró que Justin también tenía esa personalidad magnético, como dicen, que atracta a la gente, y es bien, bien chistoso también. Y gente que son chistosos, a veces se encuentran uno a lo otro. En la comedia es así. Tú también tienes sus propios shows que tú produces en su cuartito. Dime, ¿cómo era esa experiencia de ahora de comediante y también productor? ¿Cómo tú manejas esa vida?
So the difference between producing a show and actually being a comedian, I think they work hand in hand. So I think as a comedian, our goal is to be that headliner. You get what I'm saying? To get as much stage time as possible. But in a place like Connecticut, we don't really get that many opportunities. So when I started comedy in Connecticut, I started as producing my own comedy shows. I like producing. One, you get to meet every comedian that you work with. Two, you get to try to make your own money. And three, once you do find something that actually works, you get what I'm saying? You could keep growing with it. And the more you produce shows, the more actual stage time you get. And so you actually working towards that dream of being that headliner. You just skipping the part of looking for work and you creating your own work. So I like it. It go hand in hand, man. You doing a great job producing that show at Lennon's, Jose, man. Keep it going.
No, lo que dice Caballero es que hay diferencia en ser productor y comediante, pero como también hay cosas que tienen en común. Y eso es a tratar a la gente, a traer algo o crear algo que la gente le gustan y que siguen viniendo otra vez y otra vez. Y también, yo entiendo lo que está diciendo el Caballero porque a producir un cuarto es un trabajo de pasión. Y si no es apasionante de la comedia, no puede ser productor. Y con eso yo lo entiendo. Ahora, como comediante, tú eres tremendo con la audiencia. Cuando tú estás ahí diciendo chistes y tú estás con la gente aquí en el club y cualquier mesa tú le hablas, ¿cómo tú llegaste a ser tan cómodo?
So I think something that really helped me out as far as thinking, getting things off the top, I actually used to be a door-to-door salesman. So I used to sell AT&T U-verse door-to-door. And if for those who are listening, when you get that, that's us, man.
AT&T U-verse,
yeah, when you get that friendly knock, that's us.
That big old drive you used to drop off.
That's it. And knowing that you just popped up on somebody's random doorstep, 9 times out of 10, you only got 1 to 3 seconds to get their attention. And I actually utilize that on my day-to-day basis. And so a great way that we do is by utilizing icebreakers. All the icebreaker is just saying something that's obvious or something that you know that somebody could resonate with and connect to. And that just keeps the door open for a little bit more.
Lo que dice es que lo que ayudó mucho fue que uno de los trabajos que tenían cuando empezó a trabajar era ir a puerta a vender, y cuando tú vas puerta a puerta solamente tienes 3 a 5 segundos para tratarle a esa persona y a vender, y con esa práctica día tras día y la puerta cerrándose se puso bien cómodo con el tiempo a producir la comedia y instantáneamente como él lo hace porque lo ha visto, es tremendo comediante. Me gusta ir a todos sus programas que tú tengas porque y yo espero que y nunca he ido a su show o te ha visto y no eras cómico. Eso tú consistentemente chistoso. ¿Cómo tú mantienes esa actitud, esa energía?
Can you translate that to English? That last part, I was
How
trying
do
to.
you maintain that energy? How do you maintain? Because I've seen you on the mic.
Yeah.
Several times now, in different, everywhere across the state, several times, and you never disappoint. You've been to my room.
Definitely.
You've been to my room several times with the same audience because you know what my people's, you already know everybody I bring.
All right.
So you still have this thing that you just hit every time. How do you maintain that?
So I think that like with me, I've been doing comedy for so long that I almost gave up the dream of becoming famous. You get what I'm saying? So once I realized that I might not become famous, that's when I started using comedy as therapy. So a lot of the times I get on stage, You get what I'm saying? That's just me treating myself to let out whatever. And every time I get up there, it's like I'm up there for the first time. And that's probably why all that energy comes out the way it does. So, yeah.
Dice el señor que en breve que su estilo es algo que es natural y un proceso que se sucede instantáneamente, no es algo que puede reproducir o sabe de dónde viene. Es como, I was comparing it to just getting the Holy Ghost.
Man,
the Holy Ghost
yeah.
and you're out there and then you just black out and then people are just laughing and everyone's out there, you're like, oh yeah, sweet Jesus. Then you come back to and you're like, what? Everyone's clapping. What's going on?
That's it. That's it.
You don't even know what happened. You're from New Haven. We covered everything. I don't know what else is there to say outside of, do you have any parting shots, any final thoughts, anything you want to share with everyone? En español, please.
Sí. Gracias por your time. Continue to support La Voz de España, my man Jose. They got a great situation going on, and they definitely are the voice of the people, man. And without your support, we can't keep this thing going, so please support, and thanks for tuning in.
Okay, so we're at Extra Yard, okay?
Yes,
at
sir.
Extra Yard on Instagram. You're located in, what's the address? In
156 Roosevelt Drive, Seymour, Connecticut.
Yeah, Seymour, Roosevelt Drive. For those who know, that's what that Yale rowing team and all that be practicing up in that area.
Yes,
so he's
sir.
all the way up on 34 because I guess he can't afford to rent down here.
Nah, hey, I can't afford the gas to keep getting up there, so yeah, nah.
We have to make a compromise, man. We have to
That's
get one in
it.
Derby instead. But no, that's good. So you got Extra Yard. It is at Extra Yard on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
So you can catch up with anything. If you get in contact with them, that's probably the best way to get your youth involved. If you can afford the gas to get them out there from New Haven, which I know parents do.
And we also do sessions at Bowling Field from time to time, so be on the lookout for that.
That's
Yes,
right. That's
sir.
right, because you are from New Haven.
Yeah, man. I'm a New Haven guy. Huh?
So there you go. And then so you have the college prep program. So once that gets going again and that becomes a thing, I know that you're going to be there for the youth there. The New Haven Steelers are coming out with their season. You got a flag football league for $25 that's coming out, which is important. Look on that on his Instagram too, because you'll have it on there. Mr. Kevron Lawrence, thank you very much for coming. You've been the most gracious of most invited guests, and you didn't eat all the chicken, so you can stay.
Hey, man, we got chicken there. Where it's at, man? Where it's at? Nah.
No, you know them chicken wings be hitting on Thursday night. Every time I buy for the comedians, man, I got to keep an eye on this guy with the damn chicken wings. So with that said, soy Jose Candelario. Este es K-Pasa por WNHH 103.5 FM, La Voz Hispana Radio desde Downtown New Haven y streaming live La Voz Hispana CT en Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, www.lavozhispanaradio.com. Muchísimas gracias, buen día, buena tarde, hasta la próxima.
WNHH 103.5. La voz hispana de Connecticut.
Es una voz.
Estás escuchando La Voz Hispana de Connecticut.
Hay un rayo
Nos están escuchando a través de WNHH 103.5 FM LP, La Voz Hispana Radio.
Soy la directora de salud de New Haven, Marix Saban. Si usted o su familia tiene síntomas de COVID-19 o piensa que estuvo expuesto a alguien con COVID-19, haga una cuarentena, quédese en casa y, si es posible, hágase una prueba el día 5 de su aislamiento. Si tiene COVID, aíslese, lleve mascarilla